Hey, it's Aurelius, and in this video I'm going to share with you 5 big mistakes that I made starting online businesses. So whether you're someone who's thinking about starting an online business or you're currently in the midst of turning your idea into an online business, I think this video will help you and shed some light into identifying and recognizing some of these issues and challenges that I personally have gone through in the past 14 years or so that I've been starting and running online businesses. If you're brand new to my channel, welcome, and if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe below and turn on notifications too. On this channel, I make videos to help you scale your business with online tech, so if any of that interests you, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. In the past 14 years of starting and running online businesses, I have to admit that I made quite a lot of mistakes and failed at many things. I started online tools and apps, and I also sold some. And at the same time, I started a digital marketing agency, and one of my other core businesses is in ebooks, where I sell Brandable online courses and ebooks. But what I would say is that none of this happened overnight. It was all based on trial and error. So with that being said, I want to share 5 big mistakes that I made during the course of the 14 years of starting and running online businesses. All right, mistake number 1 is consuming more than creating. When you're consuming more than creating, you're probably overwhelmed with so much information that you end up doing nothing. It's a little inevitable because we have social media, we've got blogs, we've got YouTube, and so much information out there that it's really hard to ignore. So it does take some discipline and building good habits so that you're not consuming so much that you're so overwhelmed and loaded with information. The mindset that you should have instead is to create more than you actually consume. So this means creating content on social media, creating products and courses, creating videos for YouTube or whatnot. You've probably been a victim of buying course after course and not actually implementing anything that you actually purchased. You buy course 1, and as you kind of consume that halfway or quarter of the way, you see the next greatest course that was launched, and then you buy that, and the same vicious cycle happens over and over again. So that's the trap you don't want to be stuck in. Now, realistically, you're probably not going to create more than you consume, especially if you're just starting out. But it's a good mentality to have and to have in your subconscious, so at least you have that thought and you'll be a lot more intentional with what you actually consume. The next big mistake that I made was going after quick wins. Now, you've probably seen this when you bought a course, a product, or even a service. They promise all these results with one quick hack, and then you'll lose all this weight, or with the push of a mouse button and you'll become rich. In the early days of learning about online business and online marketing, I bought course after course and thinking that this course will make me rich. It's tempting, I know. It's hard to avoid these launches and these Facebook ads that pop up guaranteeing you these results. But a better approach to all this is to think more long term. That is, do you want quick wins or do you want to get paid dividends for the long haul? You see, building an online business isn't about making the sale right now, today, and to make it fast. It's about first building trust and building relationships with your ideal or potential customers who will then buy from you in the future. What I like to do to avoid these temptations is to always think about the long-term goal. What is my why, and why did I start this business in the first place? For me, is because I value time with family. I value time to grow the business and the community, to make an impact and do what actually matters to me. All right, big mistake number 3 is to avoid focusing on too many projects at the same time. As an entrepreneur or self-starter, it's natural to want to do everything and to, come up with all these great ideas and to try to create it. But the fact of the matter is, if you have multiple projects running at the same time, you'll be spreading your focus too thin. So rather than putting 25% here, 25% there, and another 50% into another project, why not put 100% of your focus and attention into that one single project so they can get results a lot faster. This also goes for social media. You've been told to go on all these platforms. You've got TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest. There's so many, and the list goes on. So rather than feeling overwhelmed, thinking that you need to be on all these platforms, focus on one main platform and then the rest can come as secondary. From experience, this has worked for me. And when I did try to go on all these platforms, I failed. But once I started focusing on just one platform, it was a lot easier and more manageable. I don't have a massive team to manage all my social media accounts, but what I've learned is to go where your audience is spending most of their time. Because I post long form content in video format YouTube's the perfect social media platform for that. Now, I know you can repurpose content and then distribute it to, let's say, TikTok, then Instagram, and all these other social media platforms. But my simple rule is to focus on that one core main social media platform, and then everything else comes secondary. For me, it's YouTube. Then after that, it's Instagram and Facebook. Okay, big mistake number 4 that I made was focusing too much on the numbers and the metrics and the analytics. It's so easy to get caught up in the numbers and refreshing every single day, if not every hour, to see if you got that new subscriber, a new follower or whatnot. I was so fixated on the numbers and wondering why my followers weren't growing. I was posting often on Quora, I was posting often on medium.com, but the followers just weren't growing. What I've learned is to use the metrics and analytics to gauge whether your content is performing well or not, rather than using the numbers to determine your self-worth and how much you're being respected in the online space. The most important thing to do is to focus on delivering value to your audience. You can't go wrong by giving, sharing, teaching, and even entertaining your audience. Whatever your form of value, keep delivering and don't focus so much on the numbers. All right, the 5th biggest mistake that I made was not focusing on building my personal brand. Now, one of the reasons why I didn't start a personal brand from the beginning is because I didn't want to, be in front of the camera or post content. And simply put, I just wanted to be behind the scenes, creating products and services and online websites, and that's about it. Now, building a personal brand may not be your thing, but for me, this is something that I should have done a lot earlier and stayed on course with. The reason why I believe in building a personal brand is because your personal brand is an asset. What I mean by asset in the personal branding scheme of things is that no one can be you. They can imitate you, they can emulate you, but you are unique. Your credibility, your reputation, your personality, your voice can't be copied. In addition, you'll be able to leverage your personal brand to connect with others in your industry, and that'll flourish, and you'll be able to build a stronger business as a result. To give you an example, once I was consistent posting on YouTube, started building a following and some traction, I started to get brand deals and sponsorships. In addition, building a personal brand is a long-term strategy and approach to building a business that you can rely on for many years to come. Now, I'm not saying to be the next Kim Kardashian or Kylie Jenner, but this goes to show once you build your personal brand, you'll be able to build businesses based on what you want to pursue. All right, so those were the 5 big mistakes that I made in the course of 14 years of doing online business. The thing with entrepreneurship and starting your own venture is that you really don't know where you're headed until you actually take action and make that move. Embrace these failures and mistakes that you make along the way, because without them, you won't know if you're in the right direction or whether this pursuit or journey that you're on is something you actually want to do. I hope this video shed some light into some of the most common pitfalls and traps that entrepreneurs face. It may not be for all, but these were the most common mistakes that I made, which I hope you can learn from. Thanks so much for watching, and if you got value from this video, by all means hit that like button, subscribe below and turn on notifications too, so you don't miss out on any future videos that I post up here on this channel. In the meantime, be sure to watch these next relevant videos here.